Cassante.
Whoa.
Oh, and the Pantheon to come through too. There's a lot of power in this draft now here for Hanwha Life Esports in that bottom lane. You are not necessarily just going to get bullied by the Elise, and you can swap away from it and try to put the pressure onto Rich's Cassante. And Sponge is going to get his tried and true Sejuani out for that final pick here. With a lot of synergy in this draft, you can cocoon into a Sejuani ult or vice versa, and then follow up on that target with the Kai'Sa. You've got Poke to kind of lean into that.
Let's jump into the Rift for game number 1. The other one.
Couldn't stand the voice lines.
The mid-weight. You just turn it off.
Daisy, yeah.
That's easy.
Hi, I'm Daisy. No. Sponge may hear the hi, I'm Peanut in a moment as his jungle is getting taken away here.
Yeah, he's certainly learning that this is not the time to be on the top side of his
This is
jungle.
what happens when you do pick Sejuani when Nidalee is already on the other team and they have a lot of prio set up.
But I do feel like the all-in potential of an Ashe Pantheon is so scary. The problem is they also have a lot of dive set up. So level 1 for Rich, and there are 4 people in this top lane. Zeus is going to hop taxi his way over. That is going to be first blood. Over to Peanut as easy as you like, and it's even Delight that tanks up the turret, and therefore he can happily go back to flash forward as Zeka unable to get the solo kill onto Yukal. I don't know what happened there, but that does not look good as, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh Rich, oh
He's
no.
1 minion away from level 2.
Oh dear, the Turtle Port brings him in, but he had to sit and wait while it was coming through for so long as, okay, Andal's going to come on over as somehow Peanut survives for an extra shot. Still, Rich has survived the initial onslaught as they wait for this tower to reset once more. The boulder comes down.
Oh, it's a disaster.
There goes Delight. Viper not quite dead, but close. And I said, oh no. What I meant was, oh, Rich.
And I was like, damn, he's 1 minion away from level 2. Viper in trouble.
Yeah, he's dead. And that's Rich getting another one as well. Never mind, that's kill going over to Andal.
XP bar up, but he's so close to hitting level 2. He's like, I want that minion. As meanwhile, Zeus is in trouble.
Oh god, okay, so, and now also here in the mid lane, Yukal, he is dead. So there we go. HLE getting 1 on the board, baby. Poisonous or anything, he'd be fine.
Oh, okay, but they're very scary. Oh, this is even, like, we didn't really see the beginning of this.
Oh, great interruption from Sponge, actually.
Yeah, but he just champion. And they're about to get a plate, but they might get even more.
And, oh god, okay, so Zeus is level 2, like you were talking about before. They are just going to look to try and cocoon him. They get the flash out. Andal's going to tank up the turret a couple of times.
But that is about it.
Oh god, I think Delight might be dead. The cocoon is going to connect, and Andal is just having the greatest time. Look at that, he's got Sork shoes already. And they have a feat of strength. Oh my goodness.
It's like he's going to get 2, as the others have that smite.
Yeah, should be able to take this one down. There we go, turns, but the cocoon is going to connect. Delight is going to die for it as the permafrost comes in, and down he goes. 4-0-1. My god, this Elise is so scary. Anger arrow is what it feels like to me, but Peanut's coming down. Not going to be able to connect that though, because Andal able to go up into the sky. Still, that is shutdown goal going over to Peanut. Flash out from Teddy to avoid the spear as Rich comes in. 1v3, but Delight is extraordinarily close to dead. Does get the stun. Rich looking to be able to flash away, and he will be able to do so.
You're not going to be, as a, not really an engaged jungler at any... Okay, Zeka?
Yep, Zeka is just going to get pushed into Andal. Does do a lot of damage with the Valkyrie, actually, as the cocoon goes wide.
Well played.
Yeah, nicely done.
Gets half of Yukal's health bar on his way out. Doesn't have to flash. Nice dodge. Yeah, that wall here, but over on the other
teleport,
side.
Actually, as Viper is dead, guys. Doesn't have his flash. Does manage to cleanse, but he's still dead. That is Yukal picking up some much-needed money. Some grub's going to be taken here by DRX. They nail down the first one. Should be able to grab 2. Let's see whether HLE can even the score as far as that is concerned. But instead, they're going for a fight. Sponge down incredibly low, but Yukal diving in. And he's super tanky, to be perfectly honest. The shock blast, the tiny one, is able to wipe out this Pantheon as now Viper free hitting. To the skies goes Yukal. Let's see whether Viper can actually land this. Oh man, that volley was so high value as Andal is able to get the kill back, but not without sacrificing himself. And now Peanut will be able to even out these grubs.
Alternator in that final moment as well. Zeus!
Oh god, okay, that is going to be some plasma proc, but Teddy's able to cleanse out from Delight, but the arrow's still going to connect onto Andal here. Peanut dashing forward, but Teddy, killer instinct into the backline, executes the Pantheon.
For elsewhere, especially because it's a Nidalee composition. If Rich dodges even a few of these,
oh, the arrow going to connect. That's after the dash. That is bad news, Bears. He's going to get taken down, quite literally, because that's what the ability's called there from Peanut. and they will lose this turret. That should be a feat of strength going on over to HLE, and there it is.
That's a huge play from Viper, because I think without the arrow, he can buy so much time, and they have so much control over that top side. They don't get the turret, actually.
Oh, God. Okay, Glacial Prison goes down, and so will Delight, because he doesn't have a health bar still. Sponge tanking up that turret. Winter's Wrath avoided beautifully there by Viper, but now Andil and UCal looking to try and take him down. That Rocket Belt doing some work there, but Andil not able to close the gap. That's an inner turret. Pretty good game on this Nidalee so far as the arrow once again. Oh, it sails by the spider and hits the boar. Andil's still going to die, though, as Zeka locks that one down with a Frost Bomb. And Sponge unable to avenge his fallen support throughout the remainder of the tournament, which has been fall behind and then find a way back in. This is get ahead and then not find a way to do anything in the mid-game. That's really working out, as now Teddy and Viper are fighting. Teddy's going to win this one. He's able to take down his opposite number. And as I say it, DRX look to right the ship. They claim the gold lead once again, even though it is basically pennies, as well as Leandri's. So, yeah, these are very threatening as they dive onto Sponge. Great Arctic Assault, but Viper is going to tag Andil. A few arrows do come in, but UCal has found the Ash, and he's in the blender and will be just decimated. Zeka teleported in, but I don't know whether he really wanted to, as these health bars are going lower, but I don't think that they can actually re-engage as Delight. Yeah, he's going to try and protect himself, but he gets stunned, and oh God, the damage from Teddy.
This is starting to be the Teddy show again on this Kai'Sa, and Hanwha Life not in really a position to try to fish for anything else here. I think they should definitely be willing to vacate.
It's not going to be too worried about what DRX is going to be able to do here as Sponge moves in and wants to immediately move out. Oh, the Arctic Assault missed synergy there alongside the Cocoon, forcing that one to miss. The Dragon is going to go to Peanut, and Zeus, wanting to kill Rich, slows him down with a big old rock. And that is going to cause his demise. HLE now moving up towards Otacon as well.
Laser focus there on those isolated targets, catching Sponge, and now trying to stop this Otacon as a pipe dream.
Oh,
see if DRX can make it happen. UCal coming in.
It's a pipe dream, but they're still going to try and go to Sleepwolf. Viper going to get tagged. Yep. Health bar completely invisible here as they're looking to rotate over. Yeah, Otacon's going to be taken, and then you're going to be here. You do not want to be here, DRX. As what goes up must come down, and then goes even further down. That is the fourth death, catching up with the deaths.
Making really good decisions and making snap decisions in these chaotic moments that DRX are just not able to match the speed of is really problematic for them. I mean, Zeus, 5-0-2, 3 items.
Oh, easy on the trigger finger there, but unfortunately, Andil is still going to pop like a balloon. Zeus just hops on top of him, and that is a dead Elise. And in other games, we'd be saying, oh, now it's time to take Baron, because the Smite's dead. But
Gnar on a flank situation, but he does have his withdrawal, so I don't think he cares.
Yeah, this is the thing. So DRX are going to move over. Delight gets healed up, actually, from Peanut for most of his health bar, and Sponge, he doesn't have that option. He just dies. Baron is going to go over to HLE as well. And it's like HLE just decided they wanted to win in the last few minutes. Rich gonna get thrown back into the wall. He'd almost escaped, and Zeus said nah.
As well to play around like I was talking about.
Oh no. That time the rappel didn't land. Oh God. Okay.
Like I said, it's a post 20-minute objective. You get one Andil free.
Yeah, actually have switched on enough in order to make this one work. As Teddy, oh God, tagged by another spear. And Viper just avoiding these Void Seekers. Sponge and UCal just wondering which fire they need to put out first, and unfortunately, that results in none of them really going out. Cocoon going to connect here, as the Mega Nart should actually come through. It's just whether or not that does anything. He hops into the enemy base. And Teddy, I don't know whether you needed to ult.
Speed, I think that is premedicated on maintaining control, which they lost significantly. Is Zeus?
Well, Teddy, he looks good gold. That is true, as he flashes and kills him. So that's a lot of cooldowns. However, the results once again say that things are good. Rich is also dead, and so it's a 1-for-1 as both top laners just having a bit of a nap.
Spawn and try to keep Baron from happening at that point. Maybe then you can win a miracle team fight. Maybe. That's your only hope at this point. Looking for a second inhibitor, though, is HLE.
Yeah,
I think they're going to get it.
Going to tag Sponge, but he was able to buffer the Arctic Assault. Seconds time to take that one down instead. UCal possibly overextended, and by possibly, I mean very overextended. The flash forward from Delight. UCal's relatively tanky, and Zeka may go down as well, but not before killing him. As, oh God, the spear just one-shots onto Andil, and now Peanut is just dancing around the fight, able to take them all down. Rich still going all out though, and is able to execute both of the damage dealers. Zeus just wasn't there, and also probably wasn't needed. Delight likely to die, but instead he gets healed up by Peanut and manages to help take down the Cassante. Peanut's in Italy, man. He's really having a day out on this champion. The Nexus will now go down. This was a weird, wonderful, wacky game, but in the end, it's HLE walking away with the W.
Fortunately, we didn't really take into account how much power the Gnar on the side really was going to have in this game at pulling DRX around the map, and DRX just couldn't make the same decisions as fast as Hanwha did when we got to that Dragon. We went pre-Baron, DRX pre-Otacon. Just a lot of big stumbles there that gave Hanwha the opportunity to come back.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like Hanwha this time they really ended up with the way better draft.
They've kind of run away with it. The one saving grace I would have for DRX is the fact that the quickness charm is so good with bullet time and equalizer. So it does feel like HLE do have a bit of an advantage here. We'll see whether they can make that work. Melees, I'm not sure whether they were in range. Of course, range was buffed a little bit, so I might be wrong.
I mean, if you look at Teddy's XP, it looks like not.
Yeah.
So I don't think they got any of that. And so they're going to be a little bit behind there.
They're moving back. Gleaming Quills going slightly wide. And now some aggression. As in goes Andil as well. Stops Viper from being able to do too much in response. Great exhaust to stop that damage, but now Peanut's going to turn up. The flash comes out from Andil. Red buff ticking. It looks like First Blood not going to be going down here, but they have to go home now. They're not able to, like the catch-up mechanics just haven't really been implemented in this game.
No.
All that well. And it's just not really the thing. Okay, Vault Breaker to try and save it here. 3 versus 3. Ulti comes down from Zeus. He's doing so much damage as Andil might be sacrificed here. The flash out as Sponge gets underneath the turret, but they are just picking them off like fish in a barrel. Another one goes over to the Freljordian Bunny.
No level 6 for Rich. You know, he just doesn't have it.
Viper really doesn't want to flash, but he is going to have to flash. Justice Punch going to get the knock-up on to Yukal, and oh god, Delight just flashes in, throws out the anchor, and down he goes.
Don't worry, Teddy, he's getting plate solo, so the plate gold isn't split. Surely he'll have a gold advantage, right?
Well, but now Yukal tries to salvage the play. They force the flash.
Oh, he's got 6!
Oh, he does. So does Peanut. As Rich just gives him the thumbs up, says, oh, it's good to see you, buddy. I remember our Nongshim times. It was great. And Peanut says... That's all right. Vault Breaker is going to connect onto Peanut. Hook goes wide as there's a bullet time. Down goes Peanut. So that is a great little pickoff here for DRX.
Combo number 1.
There we go.
Wave shit for a second as ASTP's down. And he's about to hit Leandres. He's not quite there yet.
Oh, Cloud Soul. That's exciting.
That's different.
Very happy about that. Not going to be a Chemtech. Thank you very much, Orcs. No Susja in the chat this time. Only Pogs. Absolutely amazing.
Another plate gonna go
Rich
over.
is well and truly behind enemy lines right now as Zeus slips between the veil. And now Delight taking a bit of damage. Chains of Corruption do go wide as now the quickness ties up 2 of them. Bullet time to try and shred down these health bars. And it works. Andil will be going down though as Zekra's running amok in the back line. Rich going to be his next target as now Peanut trying to make his way out of there. Viper not going to be so lucky as the heroic entrance to join Peanut and the gang and another Justice Punch. Zeka just taking full control of the team fight while Yukal is in top lane.
He doesn't have teleport, so he can't be a part of this bottom side fight. He is going to get some solo plate gold here a full minute before they fall off, so...
Well, now Andil's in a bit of trouble. Doesn't exactly get a whole lot of quickness value as Yukal ties him up with the ulti, but then immediately explodes. The bullet time this time does get fully channeled, but into the air and not into the enemy champions, which is a negative. They want positive outcomes in this tournament because he wasn't feeling like he was at his best. Certainly having a good time in this game. As nice steal there from Sponge. Gets the smite down. Peanut looks a little bit silly. That's the real one, and he just gets ulted. Zeka gonna move over, finds a 3-man taunt, but Teddy's not taunted. Peanut trying to get himself out of there, finds the Cyclone as Viper is the one who soaks the ulti. Peanut almost makes it out. This is so weird. I don't know what's going on, really. As the bullet time once again, that's gonna wipe out Viper. And now Delight walking on in, wonders where the rest of his teammates have gone as Zeus has a fair bit of damage, but there are a lot of bad guys. And down goes Delight. Yukal going to turn up as well, and what just happened to HLE?
Let's just call it a happy accident if you're a DRX fan. if you're a Hanwha Life fan, you're just as frustrated as you were in the early game of Game 1, as that was a disastrous fight. And look, you ended up losing out the smite, but you don't have to deny the eye.
The pick of the draft, right? Not picking it on R4 might be something that comes back to bite HLE.
For sure. And it wasn't looking, you know, like it was going to make a huge impact when we were watching some of those early game plays, but when sloppy fights break out, and your comp is the one that's really simple to execute, divide and conquer or wombo combo, they can do both.
But Delight getting the information that Sponge is in this pit, and I don't think he's allowed to be in here for much longer. See whether Peanut can get some sort of steal or whether Sponge just has to get out of there and concede this part of the map. Yukal gets over, great knock-up, but it's still Peanut with the hands. Able to get that smite out just in time. Yukal, who's utilizing this split push Yone. Get something done. Sponge going to be chasing after him as Fate Sealed coming on through. And yeah, Yukal, I don't know whether he's going to be able to do enough tricky stuff to get himself out of this. However, Delight is also in trouble. That is a 1-for-1 as the heroic entrance onto the corpse of the Nautilus. Yeah, this is a speedy gargoyle. As Artican is going to lose interest. And Hook going to connect there. Chains of Corruption going down there as well. As Sponge taking the kitchen sink. Equalizer to bring Viper out of this fight completely. And Andal might be able to knock down Zeus, but he gets to the other side of his wall, exhausted there as well. Can't utilize it anymore as Rich finds the value. In the meantime, though, Teddy does fall down. Delight moving back towards this fight as Zeus single-handedly removing 3 people from the battle.
Yeah, that was kind of insane. And now teleport being committed here from Zeka flank angle, but DRX were just not on the same page, and Hanwha Life get away with this. No teleports for the side of DRX, and they just have enough damage to take this one out. This Aurora is so huge.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they'd let it be, but they just know. They know there's no TPs. They know they have enough time. DRX running as fast as they can.
It's down to 5,000 health. They are sort of slowing the DPS. And as you can see, without the Varus there, they don't quite have the damage.
Oh
now
my
Sponge
God.
is going to get into position. Peanut down to 50%. It's going to be a 50-50. The taunt comes through. Peanut locks it down this time as Zeka goes golden. And remember, they have recalls now. The Winds of War come in. Rich, he goes golden as well, but he is in so much danger. Viper might be able to get some revenge, and he does so. Yukal looking to try and ult his way out, but unfortunately, it's his fate that's getting sealed here today. It's a double kill for the Varus, and HLE, I think they've broken the backs of DRX in this one.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that Miracle Game 3 is going to come to fruition here, as Delight will take an extra turret shot to keep as many minions alive as possible here so they can try to look for the inhib.
All right, they're going to look for it. There is the bullet time. It connects, and Viper is going to be sent home. There's the heroic entrance. Oh, Teddy just gets flattened like a bug, and they take down Sponge as well.
He died in the previous exchange and was not back in time, as Andal's likely to follow the same fate.
Yeah, it's the old out of a replay into a death that we were seeing in our previous series. This time, unfortunately, it's Andal that does fall down.
And I was just saying, they got a lot of the Otacon buffs down. That's only Peanut and Zek, I believe, who still have them, but I just don't think you ever get to contest this Baron.
Flank angle. Yeah. I think that's the stage of the game that they feel like they're up to, as Peanut getting on in there. The ulti comes through from Zeus, who's tanking the turret about 1,000,000 times, goes golden in the nick of time to get out of dodge, even flashes out of the bullet time, and then goes between the veil. What the heck was that, Zeus? That is unfair. Teddy gonna get hooked and murdered. Zeus does eventually fall, but he bought enough time. As Peanut goes into his GA, he is not fazed about this one. The knock up, the taunt, everything, and Rich goes down. Yukal deals with some minions. The Winds of War don't quite manage to land, but remember, the soul is unbound. And can they kill him? Yes, they can. The piercing arrow is going to come through as Peanut tanks the turret for just long enough.
And those final moments,
how did he
incredible.
live, man?
I just don't even know.
I'm tilted
understand.
Is he cheating? Of him. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, all right.
Andal, hold up.
Taking a lot of damage here as Andal just throws down the quickness to buy some time.
Teddy's up in 2, but he doesn't have ult.
Yeah. This Nexus turret, not long for the world. They do respawn now. Just don't know whether the Nexus does.
Teddy's about to have flash, but he doesn't want to go in, and there's the TP.
That's a teleport. All right, Zeus doesn't have his ultimate, and down goes Peanut. Okay, Zeus, what was the plan? The plan was die, as Sponge almost does the same thing.
Which Zeus play was more impressive? Well, hold on, one more. I'll give him one more.
Oh, God. Peanut may have just phased
no.
Oh, no, he ulted a clone! Oh dear, okay, Sponge able to vault breaker his way out as the bullet time doing a lot of damage. The Wombo comes in and they lose 2 for 1. Now the heroic entrance wasn't actually invested there as Zeus goes golden. Zeka looking to try and pick up Rich, but he goes golden in the nick of time, and Teddy is the fountain laser they've been waiting for. Viper, you're gonna have to keep your cool, buddy, because this is gonna have to be a clutch situation now. The Elder has now spawned.
Wait, the snipe!
Oh god, okay. Viper's flashing, he finds the hail of arrows, the chains of corruption back off cooldown, the justice punch doesn't feel like justice anymore. DRX will lose Teddy, and the game is now over. I thought we were gonna have that hype moment around the Elder, but we don't. See shoes.
He also has now the Elder buff.
Oh, okay, another combo as the ulti comes through from UCal as well. Teddy going down solo. Remember, they're fighting into Elder Dragon, and the Dragon is hungry. It's going to be taken down too as there's the heroic entrance. Pentakill for a Galio. It's the Quadra now as Andil's looking to try and deny it, but look at how fast he is. That's Cloud Soul, boys and girls, as the Winter War get the Penta for Zeka's Galio.
Oh, you love to see it. That's the way you want to end this game if you're Zeka. If you're Hanwha Life, I don't know if you were really happy with how the mid-game went and some of those mistakes you made, but they'll take it.
Oh, baby, that's one way to end it. This was absolute cinema if we've ever seen it. Nowhere understanding that they need to be way better than this. And if they want to get further in this tournament.
There's so much on the line for that T1 Hanwha match. It's the grudge match, right? It's the Zeus versus his old team matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Zeka will pick it up in the end.
9-1-6 and an 8-1-15. There were some score lines.
And look, both of them played incredibly well. Zeka and Zeus, I think both votes make a ton of sense.
2025 LCK Cup Play 2라운드
Thank you very much, guys. This is here for the POM interview translation joined by Zeka on the side of Hanwha Life Esports.
축하드립니다.
Congratulations! Thank you.
네, 플레이오프 진출 먼저 진심으로 축하드립니다. 오늘
Congratulations on advancing to the playoffs. How would you rate today's match?
들어가기 전에 좀 괜찮은 경기력으로 마무리했다고
Before we
생각하고
went,
2대0으로 승리했어요.
we go into the playoffs, I feel like we did pretty well, so I'm glad that we were able to secure a 2-0. So how was your first penta? It seems like you were really demanding it from your teammates.
갑자기 쿼드라킬 먹고
No, I wasn't aware that I was going to actually get a penta, but once I got close to it, I got really greedy and I really wanted it, so I had to get it.
올라오는 과정에서 DRX가 보여준 경기력도 굉장히
And in the process of climbing, DRX has shown some promising plays, and they looked pretty convincing today as well. So what about DRX did you take note of in preparation for today?
최대한 이제 상대팀도 교전을
Yeah, our most recent match was actually against DRX, and we thought that they're really good at trading and team fighting. So I think that's just something that we decided to focus on. And your Corki in game 1 was quite clean. It looks like Corki's win rate is gradually going up. And we even got our first mid Corki win yesterday, so how would you rate mid Corki right now? Yeah, because Corki wasn't having a lot of good wins, I thought that Corki wasn't as good, but actually, just from yesterday, I thought that Corki looked really good. So I guess psychologically, you start thinking that Corki is bad when you see that there's not a lot of wins with him, but it looked so good yesterday that I had to play him. And it was a battle between the Super Soldier and the best blade of Korea, with lots of attention in the mid lane. We got a Yone versus Galio matchup in Game 2. How is Galio against Yone? You know, when it comes to a melee matchup, Galio is actually really playable against Yone, although not a lot of people might agree that he's a good matchup against Yone. So playoffs will be a best of 5, and you will meet T1 in the playoffs. So what do you think will be most crucial? Our first matchup will be against T1. It's going to be pretty tough, but they're also really good at team fighting and just fighting in overall. So I hope that we get to prepare ourselves for those trades. And I hope that we can work even harder to show an even better performance in the playoffs. And that's the end of the interview with Zeka, and back to the space. Thank you.